Yeah, I think I was probably filming a lot. I started like working on a project for America at the time. They like everything was very gradual. They like gradually let me back into the van, and we're filming again. I'm getting shoes. I'm out with Jerry Sue, John Miner. We're filming a part. Meanwhile, like I think Andrew, he was probably, it's like when your buddies get sober. I still deal with this too. You gotta like, you want to be there as much as possible, but you can't just like scoop them up and be like, this is your new life, welcome buddy. Like you're like, okay, people come in and out. So he was probably like, let's see how this goes. But he did a really good job of being like, dude, if this is what you want, like there's a place for you back. Like you said, he was like, he really did that. He was like, there, it would be sick, like if you pulled this together and you're serious about that, like let me know. And then it just became this gradual thing where um stuff started getting back together. And I remember um Patrick O'Dell was actually doing an epically later that was sort of chronicling that stuff, which at the time, looking back, I was so freshly sober. It was so weird to be telling that story, that freshly back into things. I think he was also kind of like, let's see how this goes. But for whatever reason that came up, and then in the middle of filming that was when Andrew surprised me with my board. And I think that was just him being like really supportive and being and wanting to see me achieve that. And so he did that, and that meant a lot to me, because in my own sort of personal story, I was like, okay, now I like have to see this through. Now I have to like, this is now my identity is this new thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is a powerful thing. How you look at yourself, how you see your own story. And so yeah.
You while you're doing all this, there's kind of like a spotlight on it, you know. You get kicked off Baker, the whole world knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
You get put back, you're currently drinking, the whole world knows about it. Then you're
Yeah.
going sober, the whole world knows about it. Then you get back on Baker, the whole world knows about it. Skate world. How is that?
Yeah, I mean, that could be a lot, but I think in my case I was lucky that really fueled my um it gave me the occasion to rise to. I was like, this is the story being told. Like it was almost like my narrative was being unfolded in front of me, and I just had to get on board. So I think that's maybe kind of a unique thing, but I remember being, even in the time, kind of like, this is surreal again, but this is pretty fortuitous. This is something this is helping me out right now, because I could notice in that time, like, I don't really have a choice now. This is going well, and I'm gonna stick with it. And yeah, that was. I mean, how could you not, right? Like,
Yeah.
this stuff's happening. You just ride that wave.
Yeah. So people knowing actually helped.
I think so. Yeah, I think it helped. I think it helped me dig in, commit, and keep going.
Mm-hmm. So then you're skating, you're back on board. How many years was it, or how much time was it before that like there's that period,
Hmm.
and then there's you start drawing, you start making art for it, and then you get to where you're at now, little by little.
Again, kind of a gradual thing, but that was probably that was probably like a few years of skating, and then like, well, and then now I'm doing this, and there's more. When also one once you make some lifestyle changes, you take out partying every day. You just have like all this time, right? So you have time and energy to dedicate to other things. And I was like, if I don't choose wisely what to do with all this time and energy, I'm gonna do more fucked up shit. So I was like trying to apply that into positive things, and I had more time to draw and do things like that. And I think that just bled into that. I had more time, and I was slowly opening myself up to being more responsible and being able to take on responsibilities. So that
Mm-hmm.
just gradually led into getting those new responsibilities, I think.
Nice. So what's your day-to-day life like now?
Now I am like bouncing. I'm sort of like juggling a handful of things and going, and the main things are usually, first of all, dad. life. I got a 4.5-year-old daughter, and she I see her when I wake up at 6:45, getting ready for school, do all that stuff, take her to school, and then it's like, depending on where we're at in the season of Baker, it's either I'm going into the office and we're like cranking stuff like that out, but then like part of the week I'm out skating, working, filming for whatever project we're working on at the time, and yeah, I'm like working more closely now with the America behind the scenes stuff, like sort of consulting in a creative way, and just having like luckily just like lots of projects coming in and out. So I just like make a really unorganized calendar and try to whack-a-mole all the stuff that's going on lately, and it's fun to just kind of bounce off. Like,
So you're staying busy.
Super busiest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
But it's cool. I like it that way.
Okay, yeah, it's not overwhelming.
No, and there's plenty of time to like jam in other stuff that's like helps me stay sane throughout that. I mean, Reynolds, we ride bikes all the time and do all that stuff, and yeah, just like do yoga and shit, and like, but yeah, it's like nowadays there's no, especially with having a kid, there's no time where I'm like, what am I gonna do today? It's like it's like every night I'm going to bed thinking about the things that I left on the table that I want to get done tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I like living that way. I feel like I don't know, my dad's mega old and he's still doing that, so it's like built into us. We're just like, we keep going.
Yeah. What's it like having a skate career that's been going on for this long? And obviously there's like the physical aspect of your body aging, and you want to keep skating, so changing the way you skate as well, but also doing shit to take care of your body, like cycling or yoga or whatever you can do to, which is so contrary to skateboarding from 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where it's like, I'm actively actually going to not work out because like that's contrary to the ethos of what this is.
Yes.
So how is that?
I mean, oftentimes I look around and I'm like doing all that stuff because I am pretty drawn to all that stuff. The further I go along, the more I'm like, this like fitness wellness bullshit is like, it's like right up my alley. Like it just like what I was talking about being kind of like addicted to feeling better. Like all that stuff falls right into that. And yeah, like oftentimes I'm just like looking around like, dude, this is so corny. Like I wish this shit wasn't so corny, but ultimately my dedication, while I can do it, like I just want to be out in the street skating. So that's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be able to do that as long as I can.